looks a bit overcast at the moment, and it might actually rain, but the forecast says it's only like a low 20% chance, so I figured why not, we'll just give it a run and see what happens. So at the moment I'm just sort of cruising around Lake George to get up there, and I'll start filming again probably as I head in on the trail. I have no idea what to expect because I've never been there before, and it's my first time sort of, you know, like solo camping and whatnot. So yeah, I guess we'll do a little bit of exploring together, and I'll show you the campground when I get there. So stay tuned and I'll catch you. Alrighty, so we've just turned off the highway and we're now going down into its Penrose State Forrest. And so if you actually know where the Shell servos, the twin servos, are at Sutton Forest, it's actually just down the road from that, so it's not too far away from there. That'll give you an idea of roughly where I am. So now we're just driving in. It's a access track. It doesn't look like there's really going to be anything too sort of, you know, crazy or whatever, but obviously if I come up to something that's going to be a bit more of a challenge, then I'll you know, get out and show you. But otherwise we're just going to drive into the campground and get set up, and I'll see you in there. G'day everyone, so we've made it out to Penrose State Forest. The original campground, which is on Google Maps, was actually quite full. There was a fair few people there. There was probably about 3 or 4 cars there, so I decided to go for a bit more of an explore, see if I could find myself like a nice little sort of spot to myself, and I've actually managed to find a spot a little bit further along. So you know, good trick for you is that if you get to the campground, especially in state forests, and there's a lot of people there, sometimes if you just keep going a little bit further up, there's a couple more camp spots or clearings or whatever else. So this is the spot we ended up finding, or I've ended up finding. You know, it's got a nice view and whatnot. As you can see, it's quite overcast, so we might get a little bit of rain, but you know, we've got the spot to ourselves. We're sort of up the top of the hill. You know, there's a spot for a fire there, providing it doesn't get too windy, but at the moment there's a little bit of wind, so we might avoid having the fire. So yeah, so this is our little camp spot for the night. I'm going to get into setting everything up now, so we'll get the awning set up, and I'll show you how all that goes. And what I might actually do is I might grab my table out, put the camera on it, and do like a time lapse of me setting up, and you can, you know, I might do a timer as well, so we can see exactly how long it takes me to set everything up. So yeah, stay tuned, be back in a moment. that's pretty much camp set up. No camp's complete without the chair though. So, put this here. Alright, so camp's pretty much set up. I'm gonna cook some food in a second here because I'm a bit hungry. I haven't had any lunch, but you know, I'll get that set up, and you know, I'll do a little walkthrough video in a second and show you like how everything's actually fully set up. So just bear with me a minute. I'll get a few other things going, and then I'll talk to you again. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna cook myself up some lunch. Got you with an overhead view here, so you won't be able to really see me, but you'll be able to see what I'm cooking. Got some barbecue rissoles here, just from the country butcher and whatnot. I've had these before. They're really good. Don't even need sauce or anything for them. So I'm gonna have a couple of rissole sandwiches. This is my little Camp Master cooker or whatever. We're going to do a little bit of like cheddar cheese with it. And then we just got a couple of slices of bread to go with it. So just make them out to be about the same size as a piece of bread. That should do us for that one. There we go. Should do us. We'll give those a few minutes and then we'll flip them over. I'll just put these in the put these back in the fridge, and I'll turn you back on when they're almost ready. Alrighty, so we're almost done with the rissoles. We've just got the cheese on there now to finish it up, and then we'll plop them on some bread there, and it's just nice simple rissole sandwich. A really good thing for cleanup to make it really easy is these dead old disinfectant wipes. Just saves you having to really like carry excess amounts of water or whatever else. A lot of the time you just maybe just wet something a little bit and get one of the wipes and wipe it all down, make it nice and clean. You know, like it's really interesting at the moment because like on one side of me it's looking all dark and gloomy, like it's going to absolutely bucket down, and then at the moment, as you can probably tell, it's quite sunny, so I really couldn't tell you whether or not I'm going to get rain. But obviously if we do, I'll turn the camera on and I'll show you the storm or whatever comes through. So anyway, I'm going to sit down and have some food. Hope you've enjoyed it so far, but I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Alrighty, so that is lunch done and dusted. It was quite good actually. So I figured what I'll do now, pardon me, is I'll just give you a very quick little walk around of like what my campsite actually looks like when it's fully set up. There's nothing too fancy, you know, you've seen most of what I've got. So right now, so this is pretty much how camp looks like when I'm all set up and ready to roll. I've got two 20-litre jerry cans there with a tap and everything like that. It's just for like washing your hands and stuff like that, you know. It's always good to have extra water as well. I've got cold water in the fridge. in here. This is just like my little cooking container. It's got like, you know, knives, forks, paper towels, a few other bits and pieces in there, you know, sauces and whatnot. Got my nice little comfy camp chair there. I've set up my rubbish bag up high, so it's a bit harder for the animals to hopefully get into it. That little table was from Kmart. It was about 10 bucks. I've had it for geez, I don't know, since I was probably about 20 years old, so about 10 years or so now, so quite a while. Got like the little dual camp cooker, which is obviously absolutely fantastic. You know, takes a little bit longer to cook stuff on there, but it's quite good. And then I just set the swag up under the awning. I only really do that when I feel like it's going to potentially rain or whatever else, but that's pretty much it. For those of you who might be wondering why I've run my camp, like my guide ropes down to the car, there's two reasons. First of which is I'm lazy, and I'll admit it. The second of which is the ground actually looks really solid here. That's why I haven't even put the pegs in for the crash pad either. But you can just loop it around the edges of the tray here, tighten it up. It does the same thing, you know. And on this side it's a bit harder to do, but on my car I've got like a little bolt just under here for the bull bar connector, and so you just run it around the bar to the bolt, and look, I've never had an issue. It seems to hold up just fine, you know. Obviously you got to make sure it's nice and tight, but yeah, that's pretty much my camp setup. There's nothing really else to really say. So where I am is, as I said, I'm in Penrose State Forrest, and if you go on Google Maps and you type it in, you can find it. Alrighty, sorry about that. I just noticed the GoPro battery was getting really low, and also a couple of people sort of came up past the campsite, so I tend to try to not film when there's a lot of other people around, just to be respectful and whatnot. So anyway, all I was going to say was that I'm in Penrose State Forest. If you go onto Google Maps and you type in Penrose State Forest, it'll actually show you, I think it's called the Penrose State Forrest Campground or something like that. It's near off of Paddy's River Road, I think it is. Now, coming in, the GPS actually tried to direct me down a few roads that were no access to any vehicles, but there are heaps of other roads through here which you can use to still get out here and get to, you know, a campsite or whatever else. So don't let that deter you. You just be respectful, obviously. If a road is closed, it's closed for a reason. So don't ever go down a road that's closed unless you absolutely have no other, you know, option, you know, to get out or something like that, you know. But generally speaking, you know, just don't go down closed roads, because, you know, you just don't know what's going to be down there and whatnot. So anyway, a couple of things about this campsite. So first of which is, even if you're at the main campground, there is no amenities. So there's no toilets, no barbecues, no showers, no nothing like that. So you are essentially off-grid camping. But on the plus side, this is one of the few campgrounds I've been to, or camp areas I've been to, where you have reception. So you have reception, you have internet, you have all that stuff. So I actually I've got a tablet and whatnot, so I brought that along, and I'm going to be able to watch a few movies and whatever else, and to entertain myself. Yeah, so there's not a lot here. From what I've seen in the drive-in, it looks like it's sort of just a forested area where essentially you can come out for a camp if you want. Nice area though. So like I said, bit of wind, the sun's coming in and out and whatnot. So we've had, like, it's tried to rain, but it hasn't really rained. The only other thing I've really done is I've set up my lights. It's just an LED strip light, and it's got a dimmer switch there. I usually leave that on overnight just in case I need to get up and go to the loo or something like that. I don't have to worry about trying to find my way in the dark. So that's probably going to be about it for the daytime. I guess when the sun starts going down, I might you know, just film the landscape a little bit for you guys, but otherwise I'll probably catch you a little bit later. Thanks, bye. So the wind has absolutely just picked up like crazy, and you can see the awning, it's flapping around quite a lot, but it's holding on pretty strong, at least for the most part. You can see, like, I don't know if you can see the dust that's just flying by. Yeah, it's I don't know where this wind's come from, but could be in for a bit of a friggin' rough night. We'll see how it goes, I guess, eh? G'day everyone. I've actually decided that given the current weather and everything like that, I've actually packed up and I'm gonna head home. So unfortunately I won't be staying the night. This wind has not let up. It has been absolutely relentless. But that's not the main reason I'm packing up. The reason I'm packing up is because I checked the weather forecast, and you know, they're expecting thunderstorms around 4 p.m. And also overnight, and they're also expecting a lot of rain tomorrow. I don't know where that's come from. When I originally had a look at the weather, it said it was going to be a nice sunny day, so with a little bit of cloud cover. Basically, I don't mess around when it comes to thunderstorms. If I had no other option, obviously I would stay, but where I am, there's absolutely no cover, and you know, just on the odd chance, as unlikely as it is, I'm going to play it on the safe side. I'll pack up and I'll head home. I'm only an hour and a half or so from home. It's unfortunate, these things happen. So yeah, I'll film you know, the way out, so you can sort of have a look at the terrain and what's out here, and you know, we'll make it out again at another date. I'm sure we'll just have to, you know, pick some better weather. But yeah, look, wind doesn't bother me, rain doesn't bother me, but when you start talking thunder and lightning, that's when, you know, I'm going to be a little bit more on the safe side and get out of Dodge where I have to. So anyway, it's unfortunate, but that's life. Sometimes things don't go exactly the way you plan. So yeah, I'll set you up and we'll get out of here, and yeah, it is what it is. All right, just bear with me a second and I'll get you set up. All right, so we're gonna move it on out. We're gonna follow the GPS. This isn't actually the exact way I came in, but this is the way the GPS is telling me to go, and there's no signage saying that I can't go down here, at least as far as I can tell. So seeing as we're at least in the car, let's go for a little bit more of an explore. Might not be able to camp just because of how windy it is. You probably can't tell with the trees and everything like that, but you know, it is, yeah, quite bad. And yeah, like I said, I don't want to risk it. So yeah, but oh, looks like this hasn't been driven in a little while. So rocky here, because even here would have been a reasonable spot, but I suppose it's a intersection. If there was a place somewhere up actually in here, there was a little bit more cover away from the wind and everything like that, it probably wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, where I was incredibly open area. So yeah, just that little extra bit of traction, but really don't think you need it. When you're driving down tracks and stuff like this as well, you never know who might be over the next rise or whatever, so it's best to just sort of take it easy and not go flying through these tracks. Last thing you want to do is have an accident while you're out. This morning almost didn't come out at all, but decided to roll the dice, and it was one of those ones I said to myself, you know, it's always the way, like, you know, if you don't go, it won't rain. If you do go, it's going to turn to shit, and it seems to be sort of what's happened in this case. But it's all good, you know. It's all part of it. Looks like this is a pretty massive area actually, so there's probably a lot of different spots that I could go. I just don't know where, and I don't particularly feel like driving around mindlessly trying to you know, find another spot. Alright, so we're back on the main track now to get out, to get out to the highway. So it's as you can tell, it's not difficult to get in here, not difficult to get out of here or anything like that. So obviously, if you could pick the right day and everything like that, you'd have you know, with some good weather and some good friends and whatnot, you'd be able to have a real good time out there. But yeah, it's unfortunately, you know, just given what could be on the cards for tonight, I've decided just to be on the safe side and call it early. You know, it's in pretty good condition. There's a few potholes and corrugations around, as you'd expect. I think this is a place I definitely want to come back to, and you know, with a couple of friends, and have a look around, and just you know, spend like even the day just like going up and down some of these tracks and finding some nice places. But there are a lot of them that have signs up that say, yeah, no entry. So obviously, you know, you don't go down those ones. But there still are quite a lot of tracks out here that I've seen thus far that are actually open. So yeah, we could always go for a bit of an explore. I'm sure there's many campsites out this way, depending on how deep in the bush you want to go. From Canberra, it's probably about 2 hours north. Yeah, from Goulburn, you're probably looking about an hour or so, give or take, to get out here. And from Sydney, Sutton Forest is about an hour and a half, depending on what part of Sydney you're coming out of. And then you're probably looking at another so minutes to get into like the campsite on Google, but obviously you have the ability that, you know, you just, once you get here, you can have a look around yourself and figure out, like, you know, where you want to camp and whatnot, because yeah, there are, like I said, there are roads in here where you can actually go for a bit of an explore. I'm not obviously doing that, but yeah, I can maybe another day. It's all marked on Google Maps very, very well as well, so you definitely have that ability that you can, you know, just literally look at Google Maps. You won't get lost. You got reception, you know, great little place to come for an explore and for a camp and that. I'm not sure if there's any like water areas around here or anything like that where you can camp up near water if that's what you're after, but you know, it's definitely worth coming out and having a look. Well, I'm almost at the highway, so I'll probably turn the camera off now and catch you in a little bit. Alright, so I'm out, I'm about to turn onto the highway, so that'll be the end of this video. I apologise for it not being a little bit more exciting, or having stayed out the actual night or whatever else, because I would have liked to have done that and then maybe done a little bit more exploring tomorrow, but look, it is what it is. These things happen. There definitely is going to be more trip videos in the future. Over Christmas, I'm hoping that I can actually go up and potentially visit my mum if I have enough time, and she lives in the Newcastle region. I know a few tracks up there. I haven't been out for a while, but I can do sort of like a few day trips while I'm up there and film them. So there is more stuff coming. There's more stuff in the pipeline. This was more just like, I really wanted to just get out and do something, so it wasn't just me in the backyard, you know, filming videos for you guys, because, like, yeah, I know you want to see more than just my ugly mug, you know, just talking about silly stuff. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you've watched it this far, thanks very much. Thank you to the people who have subscribed. If you are interested in the stuff that I'm putting out, obviously like, subscribe, you know, to get notifications. I'm trying to get at least a video every 2 weeks, if not every week. I'll try and alternate it so that I have like maybe a trip video every second week and an actual video of just like something else, you know, throughout just, you know, the off week or whatever, whether it's, you know, like fridges and eskies and that kind of stuff. If there is something you want to know about, pop it in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. All right, thanks very much, guys. Take it easy. See ya.